Okay, let's look at the solution of this paper. And this one, simplify these expressions and then express your answer with positive indices. So we read it as mu. Okay, there's a Greek letter, mu square, and this is called sigma. Sigma to the power -3. Okay. Whole bracket to the power -4 over mu to the power -5 and then sigma to the power 7. Okay, that's the question. You need to simplify this, and first of all you need to multiply this -4 inside the bracket. That's become mu to the power -8 sigma to the power 12. Denominator mu to the power -5 sigma to the power 7. And hence when you are doing the subdivision of the variables with the same base, then you are doing the subtraction of the index. The base is still mu, so -8 minus -5, that's -3. And here sigma to the power 12 divided by sigma to the power 7, that is sigma to the power 5. But that's not the final answer, because you need to change them with positive indices. So you need to change this one to the denominator, that is mu to the power +3 in the denominator, and in the numerator sigma to the power 5. So this is the final answer for question number 1. And for question number 2, that's a factorization. So you need to factorize a squared minus 3ab minus 4b squared. That is the very standard question for cross method. A squared minus 3ab minus 4b squared. And many of you may try to use the calculator in the use the quadratic formula. That is 1, -3, -4, and then enter. Then you will get two answers. That would be 4 and -1. But how do you write it back to the factor form? First of all, when there's a -1, so it is a plus, okay? And that is a +4, that should be minus, okay? So the variable is a. Write down a here, and some of you see there's a -1, then here write down +1, but that's not correct, because there's another variable b here, so it should be 1b. Also, many of you see that one of the answer is 4, so just write down -4 is also not correct. You should write down 4b, okay? So the answer would be a plus b multiplied with a minus 4b. And go to part b. ac squared minus 4bc squared plus a squared minus 3ab minus 4b squared. As you can see, the first two terms can factorize by taking out c squared. Then it's left a minus 4b. And the last three terms, it can be factorized by using the results of a. So there will be a plus b times a minus 4b. So you can see the new common factor now, a minus 4b here. So when you take it out, write down one time on the left hand side, and inside the bracket that is c squared plus a plus b. So remove the square bracket, you get the final answer, a minus 4b times c squared plus a plus b. That is the solution of question number 2. And then let's move to question number 3. That is the problem about the approximation. Question 1, you need to round up 234.56 to one that's significant figures. So you need to look at the second significant figures. 3. Originally there's no need to round up, but the question wants you to round up, so it must move up. Therefore a that's become to 300. Correct to 1/6. Okay. So part B, Round off this number to the nearest integer. So look at the first decimal point. 5 need to round up. So answer 255. Correct to the nearest integer. For part C, you need to round down this number to one decimal place. So look at the second decimal place, that's 6, but round down. So no need to round up, just remove it. Therefore answer 234.5, okay? Correct to one decimal places. So that's the end of this question number 3. And then let's move to question number 4. That's a stem and leaf diagram. You can see that the following stem and leaf diagram show the age distribution of 20 employees. Okay, count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, the youngest one is 21 years old. The eldest one is 59 years old. It's known that the median is 40, find A. So count it, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a 10th data, and the data between the 10th and the 11th would be the median. So part A, you can set up the equation, that is the 10th data, 38, plus the 11th data, that is 40 plus 8. And then over 2, that would be 40. Then you can find A, actually that is equals 2. And go to part B. Write down the mode of the distribution. So you will see that among all these ages, 47 occurred the most. So 47 years old is the mode. C. An employee is randomly selected from the probability that the age of the employee selected is at least 45 years old. So that means I want this one, and all these I want. Okay? In total, I have 20 employees. And amongst those 20 employees, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want 8 of them. So the probability will be 8 over 20, and after doing simplification of the factor 2 over 5, you must simplify the fraction, okay? So that is the answer of part C, and that's the end of question number 4. So go to question number 5. Consider this formula, make n the subject of the formula. So quite straightforward. So part A, there should be 3 bracket 4m plus n equals m plus 9, and then multiply 3 inside the bracket, then you will have 12m plus 3n equals m plus 9. So 3n equals negative 11m plus 9. And finally, both sides divided by 3, and that is equal to negative 11m plus 9 over 3. So that's the answer of part A. And part B, if the value of m is decreased by 3, write down the change of n. So what can we do? We can write in this way, okay? The new value of n prime, can be written as negative 11m prime plus 9 over 3. M prime is the new value of m, okay? But the problem is, what is the relationship between m prime and m? M prime is the original value of m, the minus 3, decreased by 3, okay? So we can further simplify this. It becomes negative 11m plus 9 plus 33 over 3. So we keep the first two terms in the numerator, and then we simplify the last one, 33 over 3. So that becomes something like this. plus 11. And what is this? This is the original n, original value of n. Therefore, new value of n is equal to original value of n plus 11. So you can make the conclusion that therefore n is increased by 11. Alright, so that's the end of question number 5. And move to question number 6. You need to simplify x over x plus 1 minus 2 over x squared minus 1. Before you start, you need to pay attention in these two denominators. The second denominator can be factorized, becomes x plus 1 times x minus 1. So you will find that in the second denominator, it contains the first factor's denominator. Therefore, when you are finding the LCM of these two denominators, it's just x plus 1 times x minus 1, okay? Do not just multiply them together. Some of you just multiply them together, become x plus 1 all square times x minus 1. That's not the good way to do it, okay? Remember, always find the LCM of these two denominators. So the first one, originally, that is x plus 1 only. Now you have x minus 1 here. So numerator, you need to write down this one, x times x minus 1. And for the second fraction, it's just minus 2. Just negative 2. Because it has two denominators already. There's two factors here already. So you can expand or simplify the numerator, become x squared minus x minus 2, denominator x plus 1 times x minus 1. But you can observe that the numerator can be further factorized. That's become x minus 2 multiplied to x plus 1, and then x plus 1, x minus 1 in the denominator. So you can see that in the both numerator and denominator, they have the same factor, x plus 1. It can be cancelled, and therefore you will get x minus 2 in the numerator, denominator, that's x minus 1. In here, x is not equal to negative 1. Okay, so to make the cancellation valid. Alright, and you cannot further simplify this anymore. So that is the final answer, x minus 2 over x minus 1. That's finished question number 6. For question number 7, in the figure, AC is the diagonal of the circle, and let angle DBE be x, angle ACD be y. Now you need to express two angles. One, angle CAD, and the second one, angle CDE, in terms of x, y respectively. Okay, let's see what we can do. First of all, if I consider angle CAD, it can be actually split into two parts by adding a straight line. Let me increase the size, okay? Try to think, if I join the line AD, then you can see that this one, x, this one also equals to x. Angles in the same segment, okay? And next, AC is the diameter, so here is the right angle. And then this one would be 90 degrees minus y. Therefore, you can find angle CAD in terms of y, okay? So it's 90 degrees minus y. And the next angle CDE. And how can we find? Since this is a cyclic quadrilateral, alright? So the sum of this angle CDE plus angle CAE would equal to 180 degree. Therefore, I can use 1x0 degree minus these two angles and then minus 90 degree. And I can finally find this one would be x plus y. Okay, so the whole angle CDE will be 90 degree plus x plus y. Okay, so let's write down the solution. Join AD, and then angle CDA equals 90 degree because angles in semicircle. So you can say this angle CAD equals to 1x0 degree minus 90 degree minus y. So that is 90 degree minus y. And next, you can state this angle DAE. Angle DAE equals x. Reason, angles in the same segment. So, when you are considering angle CDE, that is 180 degree minus these two. 180 degree minus 90 degree minus y and then minus x. So you will get that is 90 degree plus y minus x. And that is the answer. Okay, the whole angle CDE. And let's finish question number 7. Okay, now go to question number 8. This is the question about more about polynomial. Okay, let me reduce the size. Okay, look at the whole question. Let fx be this one, and c is a constant. When fx is divided by x plus 3, the remainder is negative 1 to 8. If a polynomial divided by a linear polynomial, you can use remainder theorem. This remainder equals to f negative 3. That means you substitute x equals negative 3 into fx. That's the meaning of f negative 3. So part A, no matter what this asking, okay, no matter what the question asks, you can find c first, okay. So set f negative 3 equals to negative 1 to 8 by using remainder theorem. So f negative 3, that means this one, x becomes negative 3. Just plug in, okay, plug in all this number. 7 times negative 3 to the power 3 minus 4 times negative 3 square minus 25 times negative 3, that is negative 150 plus c equals negative 128. So you can find c, negative 128 minus this answer, 22. C is 22. And then, if you want to check whether x plus 2 is a factor of fx, what you can do is check f negative 2 to see whether it is equal to 0. If yes, then x plus 2 is a factor. If no, then x plus 2 is not a factor. So f negative 2, actually that is 7 times negative 2 to the power 3 minus 4 times negative 2 square minus 25 to the power times negative 2 plus 22. Okay, let's check. 7 times negative 2 to the power 3 minus 4 times negative 2 square minus 25 times negative 2 plus 22. Luckily that's 0. Okay, you can see that when fx is divided by x plus 2, the remainder is 0. That means x plus 2 is a factor of fx. So that's finished part A. So part B, someone claims that, okay, it's not important for which one, okay, someone claims that all the roots of the equation are rational number. Do you agree? Explain your answer. Now look at the equation again. That is 7x cubed minus 4x squared minus 25x and then plus 22 equal to 0. You know that it has a factor x plus 2. The key point is how to find the quotient. Okay? Try to think. 7x cubed divided by x, that is 7x squared here. So the leading term of the quotient will be 7x squared. Next, look at the constant term. 22 divided by 2, that is positive 11. So the constant term of the quotient will be positive 11. The key point is how do we find this one? Okay? How do we find this one? This must be something times k, right? So we write it as kx, okay? We write it as kx in the graph. When we consider the coefficient of x squared, how does it come? It comes from this x times k. So 1 times k. And also 2 times this 7x squared plus 2 times 7. The combination of these two will get negative 4. Okay? Therefore, you can solve k. Actually, that is negative 18. And hence, you can find out that it is negative 18x. In the exam, no one will care how you find this one. If you can correctly write down this quotient, you can get marks. Then, look at these quadratic expressions very carefully. You can find that it can also be factorized. You can use your calculator to find that it can be factorized as 7x minus 11 times x minus 1. So when you solve this equation, you can observe in this way. There are three numbers, a, b, and c. These three numbers, when you multiply them together, the product is 0. That means either one of them is 0. And hence, you can get x equals negative 2, or x equals 11 over 7, or x equals 1. You have these three roots now. So go back to the question, what does that mean by rational number? That means the number with the format p over q. That means fraction. P and q are integer, and q is not equal to 0, of course. If the number are in this format, p over q, then we call it as a rational number. So go back to the solution here. Negative 2 can be written as negative 2 over 1, so rational. 11 over 7, of course, rational. Finally, integer 1. 1 over 1, also rational. Therefore, you can see that all roots are rational number, and hence agree the claim. The claim is agreed. Okay, need to answer it. So that's the end of question number 8. And move to question number 9. There's the question about the quadratic graph. Let m be a real constant such that m is less than 0. Okay, a negative constant. A. Sketch the quadratic graph y equals m minus x times 3m minus x. Indicate the intercepts. That means you need to indicate the x-intercept and y-intercept. Both intercept, you need to indicate them. So if you want to find x-intercept, you need to substitute y equals to 0 into the equation. Because For the x-intercepts, their y coordinate is 0. So you can substitute y equal to 0 directly to find corresponding m. Also, y equals to 0 is the equation of x-axis. You are considering the intersection of the curve and x-axis. So we solve this now. M minus x times 3m minus x equal to 0. And here, you will see that there are two numbers, a and b. Their product are 0. So that means either one of them would equal to 0. And hence, x equals m or x equals 3m. So you know the x-intercept, that's one of them is m and other one is 3m. And you need to also find the y-intercept. We say substitute x equals 0 into y equals m minus x, 3m minus x. Also, for this line, x equal to 0 is the equation of y-axis. So, you are finding the intersection of the graph and the y-axis, the position it cuts is recorded as a y-intercept. So, y equals to m minus 0 multiplied with 3m minus 0, and y could be equals to 3m squared. So, you have x-intercept, you have y-intercept, then you can sketch the graph now. Okay, let me sketch it here. Since you know that both x-intercept are negative, so you can shift the vertical axis more right hand side. Okay, and suppose one of them is m and here will be 3m. Because m is negative, when you multiply 3, it will become more negative. Okay, next you can mark it 3m squared. Because when m is negative, then m squared will be positive. Multiplied by 3, also positive. Next, you draw a curve passes through these three positions and give the name of it. Y equals m minus x, 3m minus x. That's it. That is the graph. And part B, you need to write down the coordinates of the vertex of the quadratic graph in terms of m, of course. Okay. The key point is you need to know the position of vertex. Something like here. It's something like the middle part of the quadratic curve. What does that mean? That means when we draw the axis of symmetry here, this graph will be left, right inverted, and the position of here will be the midpoint, the x coordinate, okay, of the vertex will be the midpoint of these two x-intercepts. So the x coordinate will be 2m. The x coordinate will be 2m. Then we will say the axis of symmetry is x equals to 2m here. So write down axis of symmetry colon x equals to 3m plus 1m over 2. The midpoint of the x coordinate, the x-intercept, so 2m. And this x equal to 2m also represent the x coordinate of vertex. Now, how to find the y coordinate? Y equals to m minus 2m, 3m minus 2m. Substitute x equals to 2m in the function. You get y equals to negative m squared. Okay? So the y coordinate of the vertex is negative m squared. So the vertex can be written as 2m comma negative m squared. Okay, so that's the end of question number 9, and also that's the end of this paper. Thank you.